The following show is a paid program.
Hey family, how you doing? I'm so excited today. I don't think I could really sleep. I have my friend with me, the Embrace Coach, Couch Time with Sonja, Miss Sonja Lowe. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Cam. How are you?
Oh my God. I've been on this journey a year and a half, and you've been here just doing your talk show and just seeing you and just noticing. Man, I'm excited.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been exciting watching you as well. It's been a journey, right?
It has truly been a journey. And looking at what all we've been through talk shows and things like that, and just other people embracing here in Houston, I always said to myself, I've got to get Sonja.
Oh,
I love your show so
thank
much.
you.
Let's talk a little bit about your show. How did it
Sure.
start, and or why did it start? How and why?
Right. Well, to be totally honest, it started to truly be a platform.
Yeah.
To be a platform to touch others and to embrace others and share just what was in my heart with them. And it was to truly be a place where every story matters. So that
Yes.
people could share their stories, share from their heart, and also be open.
Yeah.
Transparency.
I love that. You and your husband been married about 30 years now, I
Yes.
saw. I was
Yes, we
very
have.
excited about that, and I saw a little video. So let's look at this one real quick. Wow, I love that. I love that. Shout out to Mr. Bradford Lowe Sr.
I agree with you, Cam. Shout out. My king.
There you go, to your king.
Yes.
Shout out to him.
Yes.
Man, 30 years. Right now we're talking about effective communication and how to effectively communicate. And that had to be 30 years.
Yeah. I definitely tell you, effective communication is a great topic. And of course, just being honest and transparent. I mean, Cam, over the 30 years, there's been moments that I haven't had effective communication, and neither has he.
Yes.
You know, in all honesty, but it's learning to make sure to improve that communication as you live together. And it's been amazing. And now it's to the point where we know each other pretty well. That communication is truly sometimes just the way we look at each other.
Absolutely.
It's
And being
pretty
best
awesome.
friends.
Yeah, right. You're exactly right about that.
I love that part about you guys being best friends and just the synergy I see you guys when I
Thank
see you
you.
together and things like that. I
Thank
just
you.
love that.
People tell us all the time, y'all, we can't believe y'all been married 30 years. Y'all don't look like it.
You don't.
Y'all don't act like it.
Right.
I said, but that's also the beauty of the communication is I know his love language.
Yeah.
He knows mine.
Yeah.
And so we try to make sure to touch that area for each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Going back to being the Embrace Coach, how did that come about?
Well, I'll definitely tell you. I am a hugger, and mostly everyone that knows me, Cam,
Yes.
I love to hug and embrace everyone that I come in contact with. And because of that, people used to tease me as, you're always embracing people. And my husband would say, you embrace everyone, even those who don't embrace you.
Right.
And I said, you know what? Wow. People started saying it, and it became the norm, and it stuck. And I went, you know what? I am the embrace coach. I embrace people for who they are.
Right.
Whether it's the good, the bad, and the ugly, because I have good, bad, and ugly in me as well. So to embrace people for who they are, right where they are, is really, to me, it's showing them who I am, which is I'm a daughter of the King. So
I love that. You just recently had a premiere of your season 5 with your daughters.
Yes.
And just the daughter-mother relationship, just looking at that.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that, and how did it come about?
Well, man, I definitely tell you, raising daughters, totally different than raising my son.
Yes.
I have a son who's my oldest. I have my middle daughter, and then my youngest daughter. And I'll tell you, totally different children, but raising them, there were times where you tried to raise them all the same and try to have communication the same way with each one.
Right.
Cam, which did not work at all. But we had to learn that. You know, Brad and I had to learn that. And I, as a mom, knowing I wanted to be close to my daughters, and I wanted my daughters to be able to know that they could come to me with anything that they needed to talk to me about. No matter if it was something that they felt I was going to really be shocked about, come to me and talk to me.
Right.
And I'll definitely tell you, over the years, the communication has improved.
Yes.
And to see our relationship today, it's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, my God. I looked at that, the show, and I was so... it hit me because I love the way your middle daughter and your youngest daughter, the differences.
Yes, two totally different girls. Even the way they respond, Cam, is totally different.
Yes.
But I love that about them, and I love that they gave mom grace.
Yes.
They gave mom grace in the areas that mom didn't know. Yeah. I had to learn.
That sounds good. If people want to call in for our live calls, 346-874-7267. We have a caller?
I have a caller.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, this is Jacoby Chantel. How y'all doing?
How you doing?
Hello.
I am well. Of course, I had to call in. Hi, Cam. I wanted to call in, congratulate, of course, Miss Sonja on her season premiere. I also wanted to thank her because I've had the opportunity to get to know her. She is amazing, and she definitely is an embracer. She has embraced me, and I have grown to love this woman. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done for me. You're an amazing person.
Jacoby.
Thank you so much. Yes.
That is absolutely amazing.
Yes, absolutely amazing.
You got me by surprise on that
one. That is so good. Let's, again, if you want to call in and say congratulations, hello to Miss Sonja Lowe, I'm telling you, 346-874-7267 anytime. And while we were talking, I love her. I love her so much.
Yeah, look, me too.
In doing the journey and things, and like we were talking about your daughters, and how they both indifferent, they were speaking differently.
Yes,
the middle daughter was saying how she felt, and how the youngest daughter felt.
Yes, and what I love, on that too, Cam, is I made sure I didn't want to know their answers.
Right.
They couldn't answer anything until the day of. Right. And so what was so beautiful is they knew the questions.
Yes. Oh, they did.
They did. Good. They did know the questions, but I didn't want to know their answers.
Right.
So I actually received the answers right on the show.
Right.
And it was beautiful though, to see their honesty and their openness, and that's what I wanted. Yeah. The transparency. And I'm praying that if there's anyone who has daughters or you have kids, period, is to open your heart and have that open communication with them so that they can really tell you how they really feel. Because just because we're the parents doesn't mean that we're always right.
That's true. That's true. And I love that part about it. I love that you were allowing them to be as transparent as they could, and they were. They were. The middle daughter was just saying, "Hey, I did feel something a little different."
You're exactly right. And what she made sure to let me know, even after that, the conversation was in reference to, Mom, you know what? There was a little bit of a difference that I noticed. And so talking through that was beautiful. And then, of course, me also being able to explain sometimes why her dad and I reacted certain ways. It was a beautiful thing.
We have a caller on the line. Hello, caller. How you doing? Welcome to the Cameo Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is Takia Scott. I just wanted to call in and
you're going to have her crying over here.
Sonja.
You're going to have her crying over here.
I just wanted to call in and say I just love Miss Sonja. I love her energy. I love her spirit. And I just love what her and her daughters did with that segment that they put out. I loved it. Loved it.
I tell you, it's Takia Scott, people don't really know. Man, she is a powerhouse in herself. Oh, my God.
I love Takia Scott. That's why I'm like, oh, my gosh, she's going to make me cry.
Powerhouse in herself. We got to get her on the
dearly.
show. Oh,
love her dearly.
Yes.
Amazing woman.
Yes,
amazing woman.
Absolutely amazing.
Yes, she is.
Thank you, lady, for everything. Oh,
Thank
my God.
you.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Okay, so again, people want to call 346-874-7267. Give us a call anytime, and we'll be sitting here talking to Miss Sonja Lowe.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow. So other things that were happening on that show, you had some a little bit before that. You had a man cave.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And let's talk about that. Look, Mr. Bradford was really talking on that man cave and really talking about it. I love that.
Yes.
Let's discuss why so for men.
Yes. I would definitely tell you Man Cave is every season.
Yes.
Every season we have a Man Cave. And we actually have Man Cave coming up. Man Cave will actually air on Wednesday. And when I tell you, it is pivotal for men to have the opportunity to speak their hearts and also for us to listen, But the beauty of the Man Cave is always the conversations that happen between men. Kim, I think are so beautiful, where men can share their heart, be vulnerable, but also educate us as women.
Yeah.
Because women we want to know what they're thinking, what their thoughts are. And sometimes men don't always share their thoughts. That's just being real.
Yeah.
But to have that open and honest conversation is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And my prayer is that Man Cave educates. Every time there's a Man Cave, that it educates not only the men, but the women as well.
Absolutely. I think in doing so, and what I loved about that, so many women are, successful. I call success, anything where you're at success, is that, and they're single.
Yes.
And they want to get married. You're married 30 years. What would you give? What advice? Just a little advice for them.
If they're single?
Yeah, they're single and they're looking to get married.
Well, this is what I would say first and foremost, is before you're even a wife, you walk in the authority and the anointing of a wife. Before you say I do, you must walk in that anointing. And what do I really mean when I say that is you have a call on your life. If you have a desire, there's a pull there to be a wife. The one thing is serve just as well. Even when you're dating, there's a service heart that not only happens from a woman, but also happens from the male side as well. So I want to encourage you, if it's your desire to one day be married, walk in that anointing today, knowing that tomorrow that will happen.
Wow, that is good. That's
Thank
a good
you.
one. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. How did you guys meet?
The question that everybody loves to ask. We actually met Kim at my high school.
Wow.
Westbrook High School in Beaumont, Texas. And he was actually a police officer at the school. And so, of course, everyone always goes, what? I said, yes, he was a police officer at the school.
Right.
And I noticed him.
Yeah.
And that's where we first met.
Yeah.
And from there, all I can say is, wow. I knew there was something different about him. The respect that he had towards me, there was a totally different respect. But what was so beautiful was that over time, us talking to each other, just chatting, having open, honest conversation, we really realized that there was a lot we had in common, but then there was a whole lot that was different as well.
I love that. When you're looking at things, what kind of, now that you have your show, I get this asked all the time for me, and many people want a show in some kind of way because they want to express, you know, we all have something to express. And in looking at a show, what would you tell them? What would be some things that you would advise them to do as far as thinking of a show?
Well, I'll definitely first say purpose. What is your purpose behind it? And usually if you have that purpose clear and focused, then you'll also have the passion behind it as well. And so first off, I would just say, what's your purpose behind your desire to have a show? And then on top of that, making sure that you have checked everything beforehand is what do you need to do? What do you not need to do? And I'm going to repeat that again. What do you not need to do? But anyone can have a show, Cam.
Yes.
And I would definitely tell them, if it's your desire, seek out someone who will help you.
Right.
Who will truly share their heart with you and tell you how you can have it as well. And then also someone who will pour the love on you to help you to rise so that you can become the best that you can.
Absolutely. And we were just talking a little earlier about just shows. And I bring so many friends, just like yourself, onto my show so we can, you know, tell people about other shows. And the reason is because I kind of look at it like, you know, and I was telling you, like Whataburger and Burger King and McDonald's, it's just enough for all of us.
Oh, yes. Now, that statement alone is amazing in itself. Is if we walk in this world today and realize that we all have a nation we're called to.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing that I say all the time.
I love that.
Is we have a nation that God has called to us.
Right.
And if we'll stop focusing on anyone else's nation and only focus on our nation, we will be productive. But also, every person has a nation too. So let them take care of their nation.
Right.
And what's so beautiful, there's so much to go around.
Yes.
And when you say that, what does that really mean?
Right.
Is there are so many people that need to be touched, Cam.
Yes.
By what you are saying.
Yes.
What you are saying here on the Cam Hill Show, there are people that need what you are saying.
Right.
And same with Couch Time with Sonja.
Right.
It's just that what we're doing is each time you bring someone on, well, it's a beautiful thing is you allow your nation to have a glimpse of someone else's nation.
Right.
And I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way when I say the word nation.
Right.
It's just the people that you are called to.
Right.
The people you're called to.
That is.
And it's true. We have so much to go around.
We do.
We need to touch the lives of people, and it takes one person at a time.
We really, really do. And I love that about you. I love that about you in the fact that when we share things, just sharing things, you can share just like, let's say Facebook, just sharing things. Just click share, just free.
Very
share
much
somebody else's information. Do watch parties with someone else's stuff. You know, things like that, just to spread the word.
Yes.
One thing I always look at in the Bible, we perish for lack of knowledge. We perish.
And that statement, I will definitely tell you, is so true on so many levels.
Yes.
It's gain knowledge.
Yeah.
And, you know, Cam, I'm very big at bringing it back home.
Right.
You know, there's things that I had to gain knowledge in. And if I did not gain that knowledge, then you can't grow.
Right.
But being honest to say, you know what, I don't have that particular knowledge. Let me go get it.
Absolutely.
The same as the word says, you perish for lack of knowledge. So gain knowledge.
There you go. We'll be right back with Miss Sonja Lowe.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office, like the new 2020 XT4 Luxury Collection, only $299 a month, the new 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury Collection, $399 a month, or the first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, just $499 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down, or purchase and choose 0% APR for 60 months plus $2,000 bonus cash with no payments until March 2021. Visit RonCarterCadillac.com.
I'm attorney Willie Powles. Allow me to express myself with you. If you've been hurt or injured in a car or truck accident, give me a call and we'll get it fixed today.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call attorney Willie Powles.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thanks so much for coming back, family. We're sitting here with Miss Sonja Lowe, the Embrace Coach, and we were sitting here and we were just talking about the fact a little earlier, perish for lack of knowledge. And so many of us, or at this time, COVID-19 has happened.
Yeah.
The pandemic has just shut down since March, and I mean, people are in, they don't know what to do. And I'm glad that you coach people many times,
Yes.
especially through the process.
Yes, very much so. And you, of course, it's reciprocal. When you are open to that, and you're open to coaching, it's amazing where you can go. Because I love the fact that I get the opportunity, and I do say get the opportunity, to actually coach people through walking through life, period. As a life coach, it's beautiful anyway. But walking through having a show and things that they're talking about even on that is I kind of call it it's my high.
Yeah.
Because I love to help people.
Right.
I love it, Cam.
Yeah.
It's something I desire to do.
Yeah. I heard from the callers the same, that they so love you.
I love
and
them
just
too.
hearing their warmth and what they really desire to call in to say, yeah, we appreciate you so much. And many times we don't know that we're out here doing it and how we impact people. We just don't know.
Cam, that right there says it all.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there were going to be callers, so that it was such a shocker. But even to hear the voices of women that you know you've touched and they've touched you.
Right.
To hear what they have to say, it just touches me. It touches me. I am a very sensitive person. And so to hear what others think at times is a beautiful thing. And then, of course, at times to hear what others think, it's not a beautiful thing.
Right.
You know, just being in all honesty.
Right.
But I'm so grateful for the opportunity to hear and to be able to speak and love on others.
Right.
I love it. It's an honor to love on others.
But we look back at our journeys, and just looking back at your journey in media right now, and with 40 million people that are unemployed, many of them have dreams. They have either a dream of, being in media or entertainment or whatever it might be. Just looking at that, what sometimes do you tell them? Just being in dreams, because many times we said we have to put our dreams on the side because of finances, so we have to work. But many now they don't have to work. You know, they're looking at it. Should we go and apply for a job, or should we do our purpose?
Come on. Know? Now you're talking, Kim. Now you're talking.
Should we do our purpose?
Ooh, that's so good. And I want to encourage you, if you are sitting and you have walked through this pandemic and you're wondering, okay, what should I really be doing? Right now, if you are jobless, what I'm going to say is it's not hopeless. Because if you have a dream inside of you, then take this opportunity to activate the dream. Put your all into it. I can tell you from experience is you take the purpose that you know you're called to do, sow into that purpose, and watch what happens. Your dream is not dead. Don't put it on the side. And if you have a job, guess what? Work your dream right alongside that job.
Right. And
it will happen for you. You just have to believe it.
Right. You also speak about writing things down.
Yes, I do. How'd you know that? Yes, I do. I'm very, very big at journaling.
Yes.
I can definitely tell you 2020 has been one heck of a year.
Yes, it has.
And my journals have filled up. I mean, I have journaled and journaled and journaled. And why is that?
Right.
Is because I never want to forget what God has done, what he's doing, and then me writing what he's going to do in the future.
Wow.
So I never want to forget that. But also when you write, you make the vision plain, Cam. You have to write it. You have to put it down on paper. It's great that it's inside of us.
Right.
But if we don't take the time to put it to paper, put the vision down, that activated it. It got it out of your heart, out of your mind, and put it on paper.
Yes.
From there, activation happens. And from there, I truly believe God goes, oh, okay, so now you believe it.
Right.
Okay, so let's activate that.
Wow.
So I'm very, very big on that. And then, of course, you're leaving legacy when you write. So all of my journals, my kids, my grandkids will be able to go back and go, my mom walked through that.
Wow.
She walked through that during that time. This is what happened. This is how she reacted. Or those were her mistakes she made. Because you don't just write the good.
Right.
You also write your wrongs as well. So, oh my gosh, my mom did that. Those are the things that I want to leave as a legacy. Or my grandmother did that. I want them to be able to go back and look and read and be able to take knowledge from that.
Wow.
Wisdom from that.
That's good. That's good. And so many people right now, because they're by themselves or alone or so, walking through, in the pandemic. They're working from home, they're staying home, they're concerned and scared about leaving out. That's a good way. That's a really good thing.
It is a good thing. And then to also shift our thinking, Cam, shift our mindset from thinking the negative about the pandemic. Yes, we're home. Yes, we're around the husbands and the children all the time. But what we have to do is switch our thinking.
Yeah.
Could it very well be that we needed to just slow down enough to enjoy our family, to be with our family, to grow with our family? So to me, it's taking the shift of my mind to say, okay, there was purpose. So what's the purpose in me being able to be home during this time?
Right.
So I'm hoping and encouraging that someone is thinking, why am I home during this time? I'm tired of being at home. No, it could very well be it was time to sit down, it was time to write, and it was time to get to action with your dreams.
That's really good because of the fact that many of us would always complain about going to work.
Come on, you're so right.
We don't want to go in the traffic. We're tired of going.
We're never satisfied, Cam. We're never satisfied, right? You complained about going, and now you're complaining that you don't have to go. Right?
We didn't want to be out there. We didn't want to drive through that traffic. We didn't want to do that. So we would always say that anyway. And now we're at home.
Right.
We were glad for the first 2 weeks. Then we were like, wait a minute.
Well, it's made you also realize the hustle and bustle of working outside the home.
Right.
Husbands and wives were passing in the night. I have the joy of my husband being retired, and we work together, side by side.
Yes.
But I remember the days where we were walking in and out, past each other. Right. So think about this time where they're home constantly every day together. you really realize too, there's things that you realize you didn't know about your spouse.
Right.
Or things that you dislike.
Right.
But this is helping us grow through it.
And many people didn't know their spouse.
That's very right. You're exactly right.
Yeah, because they were traveling or whatever,
Yes, you're so right, Kim. And even our children. Think about it, schools, our kids were always away from us.
8 hours a day.
8 hours a day, yes,
and
Kim.
then they had the extracurricular activities.
Yes. With all of that slowing down, it's family time. It's getting back to the basics of family.
Right.
Which is the most important thing ever.
And just to be able to see all of the things that closed, restaurants.
Yes.
Just everything that were closed. I'm just saying we're closing during the pandemic and then pushed us to be together.
Yes, very true. The doors were closed, so you had to cook at home.
Right.
Which I think, to be honest, was actually beautiful.
It was.
It was beautiful. We have had more family time than we have ever had.
Wow.
And I love it. I actually love it.
Going forward, the impact of COVID and how it has impacted the world and looking at it, what are your thoughts?
Wow. Great question, Kim. It has impacted the world majorly.
Yeah.
It has. Deaths, just so many people that are ill, but the deaths more than ever.
Right.
The impact has been major. But with that, are we being a solution or are we being part of the problem? And so my biggest thing is during this pandemic, I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be a part of the solution.
Good.
How can I change things that are happening? Yes, COVID is there.
Right.
But how can I change
your
life? That means me wearing a mask. If that means that's what I need to do to protect you, be willing to do that to protect your brother or sister. But then also, what is it in my life that I'm doing to make a difference in your life?
Wow.
What am I doing? COVID has really made me look at life totally different.
Right.
The things that I thought were important to me, Cam, are not as important to me.
Yes.
The things that I kind of put forth first, COVID has made me realize I had to dig in me and go back to where I knew.
Right.
And that was making sure God was at, and that's just me talking personally, making sure that God was at the apex through all things.
Right.
Through all things. And getting back to the things that he called Sonja, the Embrace Coach, to do.
That's good. That's good to do. And I'm so glad you pointed that out. I'm so glad you just touched on that and spoke about that. Because so many, like we were saying, 40 million.
Yeah.
We were also speaking of, or I just was seeing how many people are still going to pick up food.
Yeah. Yeah. There's people who still won't go out.
Right. Right.
And I don't fault that.
Right.
Each person has to deal with COVID in their own way. All I want to do is encourage them to make the best of this time with their family.
Absolutely.
And if COVID hadn't taught us anything else, it's to value life.
Yes. Now, that's true.
Value life.
I think so. I know that to be true. You're very right about that. And just looking at the fact of just where we're going next, 2021 is coming upon us very quickly.
Yes, it is.
We just have a few more days in this year.
Cannot believe that, Kim.
This year has just gone by.
Yes, it has.
Very quickly. And the world shut down in March.
Right.
It was like, wow.
Right.
And we all were thinking, it's going to be a few months. It's going to be okay. We'll be right back to work, or we'll be right back.
Right.
And in looking at it, this is a way of life.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that that's the best way to deal with it all.
Right.
This is the new way of life.
Right.
And the biggest thing that a leader does is you transition.
Yes.
And you shift when needed.
Exactly.
When needed.
Exactly.
And so we're all leaders. Let's just transition and shift, and let's live life.
Absolutely.
The way that we need to right now.
Absolutely. And I saw that with your show. You just transition it. I love it, how you've done it, as far as just what things or what impactful topics are needed now.
Yes, definitely. Even just preparing for that, preparing what is going to make a difference.
Yes.
But also what's real topics that sometimes people don't want to discuss.
Right.
And then even the transparency. Why did I begin with my daughters as the premier?
Yes.
Was because, you know what, it starts at home. It starts at home with transparency.
Yes.
And that was a beautiful way to just say, hey, let's start being more transparent about things that are going on in our homes and around our homes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love the fact that you did that.
Thank
you. know, and I love the fact that in what you're speaking about on your show is so impactful now and going forward, because we all say we got to turn CNN off.
Right. Right. You're
the
exactly
news,
right.
we want to see something else.
You're exactly right.
And it's so pivotal at this time for many people because of anxiety and stress and depression and other things that come about.
Yes. The one thing that I'll definitely encourage too is depression is at its all-time high.
It is.
It is. Mental health is major.
It is.
And it's a serious topic that many don't want to talk about.
Right.
You know, but it's like, no, we need to talk about it. We need to discuss it because, I mean, Cam, I dealt with a bout of depression.
Yes.
And, you know, many people are like, no, not you, not Minister Sonja. No, I dealt with that bout of depression, and it was rough. But God.
Yes.
But God.
Yes.
Because many people right now don't know how to deal with it. And I want to encourage you, find someone to talk to. There is someone who will listen. There's someone who will talk to you, but also to lead and guide you as well as you're walking through this entire season of newness. But also, don't be ashamed to open your mouth and talk to someone about what you're dealing with inside. It's real, and I'm a living witness. It's real.
Yeah. Suicide.
Yes.
It's really all-time high.
Yes.
Young people.
Yes.
A lot of young people.
Yes.
And people, period. But just at this time.
Yes. This time is so, I've never seen a time like this. Of course, at my age, you know, my grandmother could say, well, we've seen times past. But I can honestly say I've never seen a time like we're in today.
Right.
But I just say over and over to not just my husband and my kids, it's let's be the solution.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can continue in the circle and the spiral, but let's help others.
Right.
Let's be that solution for them. And if they need help, let's try to help them.
Absolutely.
And if we can't help them, let's try to get them the help that they need.
Right. So. And like you said, I love what you said. We have to be open and honest to say that's what it is.
Yes. The honesty is, we could cover it up all day long, Cam. Covering it up does not, does not help us.
Right.
Covering up does just that. Covers it up, hides it away, but you still have not dealt with the situation.
Absolutely.
It wasn't until I admitted that I was dealing with some issues and dealing with some depression just by life, things in life. It wasn't until I admitted it that truly I can honestly say, God said, okay, so now that you're admitting it, now are you going to come to me with it?
Right.
Are you going to come to me with it and give it all to me?
Well, so many of us say because of the fact, in culture too.
Yes,
culture,
that's exactly
where
right.
we push it under the rug. We say, no, we can't, it can't be that. It has to be something else. We were taught that.
Yes.
Not to take anything outside of the home, not to tell anybody anything.
Yes.
And we were just taught that.
Yes, we were. Yes, we were. But that is unhealthy.
Yes.
And I will say it over and over again. My grandparents, my parents, they didn't know they were doing what they were taught as well. But that generational cycle has to stop somewhere.
It does.
And we have to be the ones to say no.
Right.
If you need help, let's go get help.
Right.
If you need to talk to someone, let's do that instead of sweeping it under the rug.
Absolutely.
I do believe that even during this COVID, what has happened is you've also seen domestic violence on a rise as well.
Oh, my God, yes.
And it's because those things that have been swept under the rug because you were always outside of the home working. So you could ignore some things.
Right.
Well, it's changed now. And it's serious, Cam. It's serious. Talking to women, because that is my heart in women's ministry, it is just my heart to see women free and not be broken. But a lot of women and men are broken And yet the only thing that they know to do is there's a lot of fighting and bickering and there's healing for that as well. But they have to admit that there's issues and go get help.
Absolutely, I agree with that. And in doing so, I'm glad you spoke about domestic violence. It is on the rise.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, as well as all of the other things that just that being together, that closeness and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah, and many need help. But what we'll do is we'll be right back. We're going to be right back with Sonja, and we'll talk more about it.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office, like the new 2020 XT4 Luxury Collection, only $299 a month. The new 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury Collection, $399 a month. Or the first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, just $499 a month. All for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase and choose 0% APR for 60 months plus $2,000 bonus cash with no payments until March 2021. Visit RonCarterCadillac.com.
I'm attorney Willie Powles. Allow me to express myself with you. If you've been hurt or injured in a car or truck accident, give me a call and we'll get it fixed today.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call attorney Willie Powles.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey family, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you so much. We are here talking to Sonja Lowe, and we were just going to pick up right where we everything stopped. Let's see let's talk about it's enough. We are enough.
Yes, we are enough.
We are enough. The reason I say that, you were talking about domestic violence, and we've got to tell the ladies they're enough.
Yes, very much so. As women, we are so hard on ourselves.
Yes.
Cam, we are so hard on ourselves. And I'm a living witness. I do it as well. Hard on myself. We demand more of ourselves. We're so judgmental of ourselves. But I definitely want to encourage every woman. You are beautiful. Yeah. And I love to use the word queen. You are a beautiful queen. And what do I really mean when I say that? You're beautiful just the way you are, just the way God created you. But I want to also encourage you that don't let anyone make you feel less than in any way. No one.
Absolutely, I agree with that. So many times I hear women over and over, I need to lose weight, I need to do this, I need to do that. And they're doing it for themselves, I'm sure. But they also with the world.
Oh, yes. I can't talk. I do that. I want to lose weight. I say that all the time. But it's a lot of things. We're very hard because of what we see.
Right.
What we're watching, what we're seeing, and we want to judge and compare ourselves. And we really shouldn't do that. Do it because we want to.
Right.
Do it because you want to.
Right.
Not because someone else wants you to. But a lot of times it's we're so judgmental of our bodies.
Right.
As ladies, it's sickening. And I mean, I'm speaking from experience because I do it as well.
Right.
We body shame.
Yeah.
Ourselves, and yet the men that are in our lives are loving exactly what they see.
Exactly.
You know, but we are just hard, and I'm also working on that as well. My husband can definitely tell you I body shame myself at times too because I'm not satisfied or happy with where I am or with the way I look. But why? Why am I doing that? Why am I speaking negativity upon myself?
Right.
And we just have to turn and be more positive.
Right.
In what we speak.
I think the reason I say that, we as men are just like, you look great, you know, and the more we say you look great, it's like, but I don't look like that, you know, less in the picture or how I used to look and things like that. But then I think of COVID. Then I think of when people get on a ventilator or whatever. Would they say that same thing?
Come on, Cam, no, because that's not important.
Absolutely.
Kind of going back to what I said earlier. COVID has made us realize what is important in life, and it's life.
It's life.
Life.
And just being happy with how you are and being happy with who you are at that point. Just the happiness is where we are.
Yes. Being present in your life. That means enjoying right where you are at that very moment.
Yeah.
You know, I remember we're going live on Facebook at times and not worrying about a lick of makeup or anything. You just know there's been a stirring in your spirit to say something. Right. So you get on and you say, but there was a day where I wouldn't dare get on there without it. Now, no.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If there's something stirring in your heart, speak it and say it. Someone else needs to hear it. But the beautiful thing is just love you.
Yeah.
Love you.
Absolutely.
You are beautiful. Just the way you are.
I remember when we were younger, of course, you know, we teenagers and, well, not really just teenagers, but in our 20s and our, you know, going 25 or whatever, and we would be with our friends. We didn't care about anything.
No.
We wore what we wanted to wear.
Not at all.
Did.
Yes. Wore what we wanted to wear. I mean, we wore what we wanted to wear.
Exactly. Yes. We had $20. We split it between. Let's go.
Yes.
We weren't worrying about anything
Life
else.
was so simple then.
It seemed that.
But I do believe that it's screaming simple again.
I do too.
To go back to the simple things of life.
Right.
Back to the basics of life.
Right.
That's where it's important.
Very much so. Very much so. Because it's bringing us back to the basics.
Yes. Yes. That I really believe that's what COVID did.
Yeah.
More than anything.
It slowed us completely.
Yes.
God was saying pause.
Come on.
You know?
Come on. I believe it wholeheartedly.
Yes.
2020 has been a slow down year.
Yes.
A stop year because some things have had to stop. As well, and then an exposed year.
Yes, yes, that's
so
true.
It's been all of that for a reason, because God is wanting us to say, okay, I need you to pay attention to the things that are important.
Right.
Period.
And I always think about the part where he says, I think he would say, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Come on, Cam. Now that
Can
right there
you
says,
hear me now?
That's a mouthful.
We were driving and in the traffic and we were going so fast. We were traveling all over the world and we're on ships and, you know, cruise ships and, you know, we're on jets and everything else. We're flying in our new cars and things like that. He stopped everything and said, can you hear me now?
Cam, that's powerful.
Yeah.
You've said a
Can
mouthful.
you hear me now?
Because in all reality, I think back on just what was going on in my life prior to COVID and how busy, hustle, bustle, go, that I was not hearing him as clearly as I was hearing him before.
Right.
And some of it was also even just being transparent.
Yes.
Putting some things on the back burner.
Right.
And Cam, man,
yes,
it came to a halt. A halt.
Anytime you see not only the banks, I mean, not the banks, but restaurants and things closed, but the church closed.
Come on.
They closed the church down.
Yes.
Everywhere is closed.
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to start over.
Yes. And it has been a rebuilding.
It's a rebuilding.
It's a rebuilding.
It's a rebuilding.
But rebuilding the right way.
Right.
with the basics and the foundation being laid correctly.
And that's so good that you said that. And now we're able to listen.
Yes. Yes, I hear him very, very clearly. I can definitely say that.
You know, now we're not in the rush.
Yes.
The hour, you know, the rush hour traffic. Yes, we have some traffic, but at that point, everything, everywhere you were going.
I agree.
Had traffic.
I agree.
Yeah. And just looking back at that, wow.
Yeah. We've come a long way, but still have a long way to go.
Right.
Still have a long
Going
way to
forth in your show, what do we look forward to?
Well, season 5, all excited about it.
Yes.
It is called The Grace Season.
Yes.
And it's called The Grace Season because we all have stories.
Yes.
And I will definitely tell you, there is nothing like God's grace. Nothing like God's grace upon you. And so the Grace Season is really talking about the grace that He's shown me, but it's talking about the grace that He's shown every one of my guests and what they've walked through. Season 5 is a season that is truly talking about different topics, but topics that are relevant and guests that are amazing and transparent.
Absolutely. Where can we find your show? Where can we find you? Let's
Definitely. You can actually watch the show. Go to Couch Time with Sonja, and that's Sonja with a J. And you can go to couchtimewithsonya.com and you can actually see the shows there. But you can also, to find me anywhere, you can go to Sonja Lowe, and that's Sonja with a J.com, and find out anything that I'm doing and what's going on in my world.
I love that. What would you like to leave with the viewers? Just have a talk.
Definitely. I first want to just say thank you, Kim. Thank you for the opportunity. What a blessing. But I want to leave each one of you with this word, that you have greatness within you. And I know you might be going, me? Yes, you have greatness within you. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't. Embrace your greatness and let the world see it. There's something that you have to give the world. There's something you were particularly created for. Step and do it.
I love that. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
That's exciting.
This one has been so fun.
It has been awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Kim.
I appreciate you so much. Shout out to your king, Mr. Bradford.
Yes, my baby.
Shout out to him.
I always say my king who loves the king.
There you go. There you go. I love that. On tomorrow, we are going to have Tamisha Horton with the ZBT Awards and Mark Ruffin. He's going to be here. They're going to be virtual, but look at us. 12:30 to 1:30 Central Standard Time. Bye.